Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we would like to present the hazard analysis and critical counterpoints hazard of pancake Pegaga mix. So before I continue our presentation today, I would like to introduce my group members first, which is consists of Muhammad Akmal bin Saman, Aisyah Izzati binti Abdullah, Nurul Yasmin binti Sharifuddin, Nurul Ala Shafiza binti Azman, and me myself, Nurul Izzati binti Abdul Rahman. Okay, for the introduction, HACCP is management strategy that addresses food safety through the study and management of biological, chemical, and physical risks from the production, procurement, and handling of raw materials through the manufacture, distribution, and consumption of the completed product. Second, management must be firmly committed to the HACCP principle in order for a HACCP plan to be implemented successfully. Third, top management steadfast support of HACCP instills in staff a sense of the significance of creating safe food. Fourth, all areas of the food business, including planting, harvesting, processing, manufacturing, distributing, and marketing, as well as the preparation of food for consumption, can apply HACCP. Next, the creation and execution of successful HACCP plans depend on prerequisite in initiatives like current good manufacturing practices, which is GMP. The following guidelines will facilitate the development and implementation of effective HACCP plans. And the last one is, while the specific application of HACCP to manufacturing facilities is emphasized here, these guidelines should be applied as appropriate to each segment of the food industry under consideration. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, before I start, I was apologies for the technical problem of not being able to turn on the camera. Okay, my name is Aisyah Izzati binti Abdullah. I will present organization charts of HACCP team. Okay, the first is team leader is Aisyah Izzati binti Abdullah. The responsibilities. The first is establishing and maintaining the hazard system. Be responsible for implementing and managing the hazard system within the organization. Okay, involves developing and documenting hazard plans, procedure, and protocols specific to the pancake production process. The second is conducting hazard analysis. Lead the team in identifying potential hazards associated with pancake production, such as biological, chemical, or physical hazard. The third is identifying critical control points. Based on the hazard analysis, we work with the team to identifying the CCP in the pancake production process. Then move to the training and communications responsibility to ensure that all team members are trained in HACCP principles and procedures. Within the team across different departments to promote awareness and understanding of hazard requirements and responsibilities. And then monitoring and documentation, obviously the implementation of monitoring procedure at critical control points to ensure the control measures are consistently applied. And then move to the quality assurance management is Nur Yasmin binti Sharifuddin. Responsibilities, the first is HACCP implementation. That ensure the effective implementation of the HACCP system throughout the pancake production process. And then the second is team management. Lead the hazard team, which may consist of food safety coordinators, supervisors, technicians, and other relevant staff members. And then move to the standard operating procedures, SOP. Develop, review, and update SOP for various stages of the pancake production process, ensuring compliance with hazard guidelines. And then the risk assessment and analysis, conduct regular risk assessment to identify potential food safety hazard, assess the severity, and determine the appropriate control measure. And then then the last one is compliance and audit. Ensure compliance with relevant food safety regulation, industry standard, and consumer requirements. And then move to the production manager is Nurizati binti Abdul Rahman. Their responsibility, the first is hazard analysis, which is conducting a thorough analysis of potential food safety hazard that could occur at each stage of the production process. And then move to the critical control points identification. Determine the critical control points in the production process where hazard can be prevented, eliminated, or reduced to an acceptable level. And then the third is corrective action, which is developing and implementing corrective actions in the event of any deviation or failures in the established critical control path. The last one is regulatory compliance. This is staying up to date with relevant food safety regulation and guidelines and ensuring the production process complies with them. And then move to the food technologies, food scientists is Muhammad Akmal bin Mat Saman. The first is setting critical limits. Will establish critical limits for each CCP. There are measurable criteria that define the maximum or minimum values that must be met to ensure food safety, which is the monitoring and controlling the identified hazard. The second is monitoring and verification. Regularly monitor the CCP to ensure the critical limits are being met consistently. Okay, includes conducting regular inspection, sampling, testing, and other relevant activities. And the last one is record keeping. Accurate documentation is crucial in hazard implementation. Maintain detailed records of hazard system, including monitoring record, corrective action, verification activities, and other relevant documentation. And then the last one is sanitation and hygiene personnel is Alia Shafiza binti Azman. The first, their responsibilities is conducting regular inspection. We need to regularly inspect the entire facility, including the kitchen, food preparation areas, storage areas, and restroom, to ensure compliance with sanitation and hygiene standard. Involves checking for cleanliness, proper waste disposal, and the presence of any potential. The second is training and educating staff. Important to educate and train all employees and proper sanitation and hygiene practice. And then this last one is collaborating with other team members. As part of the hazard team, you will collaborate with other team members such as those responsible for food safety, quality control, and management. Ensure that all aspects of food safety and hygiene are effectively coordinated and integrated into the overall hazard plan. Okay, I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, so we move to product specification. The product name of our product is Pancake mix with Pegaga powder by Family Brands and origin by Asian Greece. Okay, so for the important product characteristic on appearance and flavor is for appearance, our product are powdery and green color and tasteless and odorless for flavor. Okay, intended use is for general consumption and target customer, of course, for everyone. Next. Okay, so next is process. There are 9 processes to produce pancake mixed with Pegaga powder. So for the first step is receiving, net and then washing and drying, and then weighing, grinding and sieving, and then mixing and filling, packaging and labeling, and the last step is storage. Okay, so the product contains Pegaga leaf, wheat flour, salt, caster sugar, vanilla essence, and baking powder. Next. Okay, so for the packaging type, there are 3 packaging type, which is primary, secondary and tertiary packaging. Okay, so for the primary is aluminium foil, clear transparent. For the secondary is premium wet board, and for the tertiary is pancake mix baked with plastic material printing. Next. Okay, so for the storage condition, the product should keep in cool, dry place away from direct sunlight and heat. The shelf life of the product is 6 to 12 months, and this product contains pegaga for allergen information, sebabnya nanti produk tu akan rasa pegaga lah, pegaga. Okay, so for the labeling instruction for consumer, the product should store at room temperature when unopened. Once opened, the packaging should be stored well and safely in the container so as not to affect the product. And the last is distribution condition. Should store and transported well during shipment at room temperature. Next. Next. Okay. Okay, so next is process flow chart. Okay, so for raw material, which is pegaga leaf, selepas daun pegaga tu diterima, daun pegaga tu akan dibasuh sehingga bersih sebelum drying. Okay, so proses drying adalah selama 5 jam untuk keringkan daun pegaga tu. So selepas 5 jam, daun pegaga tu akan weighing before produce powder. Then daun pegaga tu akan blender and sieving untuk produce pegaga powder. So next process is mixing, which is pegaga powder tu akan mix dengan wet flour, salt, caster sugar, vanilla essence and baking powder to produce pegaga powder pancake mix. So pegaga powder pancake mix tu akan filling and packaging with labeling sticker. So then product tu akan storage at room temperature, and the last step is delivery to market and customer. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, now for the hazard analysis. Okay, for this first step for the receiving process, there was a biological and physical hazard, but for the chemical there was no hazard in this. For the biological hazard, there was a contamination from food handler during receiving or from pest infestation on the mesh pegaga leaf. In the sources of the hazard is come from the supplier. They are subjected to agreed certification and handler are trained to handle the ingredient with carefully. There was no significant in this hazard, but and also the way to prevent this process by doing the personal training and visual inspection. And it was no critical control point in this biological hazard. For the physical hazard, foreign object that accidentally including at pegaga leaf during receiving such as rocks, sand and soil. The sources of this hazard come from the suppliers. They are subject to agree from the certification, and there was no significant hazard in this physical hazard. And it was the way to overcome this by we conduct the personal training, and it was not a critical control point. Next slide. Okay, for the washing step process, there was three of them, which is a biological hazard, physical hazard, and chemical hazard. For the biological hazard, the water that used for food washing pegaga is contaminated with pathogen. The presence of the pathogens such as bacteria, Shigella, E. coli, Vibrio, and Salmonella that can cause diarrhea, vomiting, fever, and stomachache. There was no significant in this hazard, and the way we overcome this by using a treated and filtered water, boiling it the water until it reach the punya boiling point 100 degrees Celsius to kill the all microorganism. And there, in this there was no critical control point. For the physical hazard, there was a foreign matter in water that contained dust and sand to wash the Pegaga. Um, it was no significant hazard in this. The way we need to overcome this by using a treated and also filter water. It was in this also physical hazard in the washing. It was not a critical control point. And lastly, for the chemical control point on the chemical, the water contain chlorine and chloramine with dangerous substance when washed the Pegaga. It was not also a significant hazard, and the way we overcome it by using treated and filtered water, and it was also not a critical control point. Next, I will pass to the next presenter, Yasmin.
The next step, we move to the drying process. Potential hazard can be physical and chemical. For physical hazard, poor handling practice or inadequate cleaning of the leaf. The source is by presence of physical contaminants such as dirt, stone, insects, metal fragments, or any other foreign metal. To overcome this hazard by professional training, and this process has no critical control point. And we move to the chemical hazard. Residue of these chemicals may transfer onto the leaf, leading to chemical contamination. The source is by cleaning agents or disinfectants that are used on the drying equipment or surfaces. Preventive measure for this process is by establishing cleaning procedure for drying equipment and assuring they are regularly cleaned and sanitized to prevent cross-contamination. And this process also has no CCP. Next. For weighing process, we just have microbiological contamination with microbiological organism from food handlers. All trained operators must handle the material according to prescribed steps to prevent material from cross-contamination. For this process to overcome is by wearing appropriate PPE and maintaining cleanliness. And this process also has no CCP. Next. For the grinding process, we have biological and physical hazard. For biological, dust and particulate matter of grinding operation generate dust and particulate matter which can be hazardous if inhaled. Um, to overcome this process is by proper personal protective equipment, which is PPE, and offering training programs to educate the workers. And this process has no CCP. For the physical hazard in this process, particularly true for materials such as silica containing rocks, metal dust, or debris from the blender. Um, Contact with rotating parts on grinders have rotating parts such as abrasive wheel or grinding disc. This part is not adequately controlled. To overcome this hazard is by practice GMP, which is wearing the PPE, face shield, dust mask, and hearing protection. And this process has no CCP. Next. For the filtering process, we have physical hazards, which is any foreign materials when filtered that might contain when grinding process, such as dust, stone, and sand contained at Pegaga leaf. To overcome the hazard is by sieving process to get the fine grind Pegaga powder and can get through the physical materials in the powder. Uh, However, this step has a critical control point. We move to the next slide. Okay, for mixing process, we have biological, physical, and chemical. For biological, cross-contamination of food may occur due to careless food handlers who do not wear gloves or dirty hands that may contain bacteria. So to overcome this hazard is by qualified raw material supply, and this process has no critical control point. Next, physical physical hazard. Foreign objects such as rings, nails, hair, or pen cap. To overcome this hazard is by personal training, and this process also has no CCP. And the last one, chemical hazard that may contain in the mixing process in when the equipment used for mixing process not washed properly. Okay. Um, Handlers trained to handle the mixing of Pegaga leaf and other ingredients with more efficient so as not to affect the subsequent process. To overcome this hazard is by personal hygiene and physical inspection, and this process has no CCP. We move to the next presenter, Aisha Izzati.
Okay, next slide. Okay. The process step for filling, packaging, and labeling for the potential hazard for physical foreign item may be incorporated during the packing process, particularly hand jewelry such as ring or clothing piece, or the reckless attitude of the workers who do not use head covers when packaging food. Such of hazard, no foreign material and no leakage. The preventive measure is personal training, and this step is no CCP. Okay, process next potential hazard for chemical is chemical cross-contamination of food may occur if food handlers leave chemical liquids near the food such as cleaning soap or insect repellent. Such of hazard, food handlers violate hygiene standards by keeping washing soap or other chemicals near the product during the packing process. And then the preventive measure, personal hygiene and physical inspection. And this step is no CCP. Okay, next. Process step for storage. Potential hazard for biological improper food storage or hoarding temperature that can cause to food spoilage, such as bacteria and mold growth. And then such of hazard temperature log is properly running and monitor. And then preventive measure, proper storage temperature and dry place. Check the time and temperature. This step is no CCP. Okay, I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, so the hazard plan summary. The critical control points that found in this project is filtering, or more well known as sieving. So the significant hazard associated with entry into confined space include asphyxiation from the lack of oxygen, overexposure to toxic wastes and byproducts, and engulfment or entrapment by the filtration media. For the critical limit, the filter size, which optimum size for the product, and the minimum size for removing as many foreign bodies as possible. Okay, next is monitoring procedure, which is consists of four. There are what, how, frequency, and who. Okay, for the what is filter size. How many, which is the foreign bodies that are captured by the filter must be investigated. For the frequency, is specific batch, and who is defined by the product safety team. Okay, for the corrective action, the filter is monitored to make sure that it's not broken and also to check if there are any foreign bodies captured with the filter. For the records, the filter will be monitored for integrity at the frequency determined by the product safety team. considering access to the filter and the amount of product that may be at risk if the inspection was to fail. And the last one is verification, which is held by the filtration record. So I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, for the conclusion, in conclusion, implementing a hazard analysis and critical control point HACCP system for food product safety is crucial for ensuring the production of safe and high quality food. In this project, the process of receiving, washing, drying, weighing, grinding, filtering, mixing, packaging, labeling, and storage. The critical control point in this project product is filtering method. We overcome this filtering problem by using a sieving method. HACCP also provide a systematic approach to identify and controlling the hazard at critical point throughout the food production process. By following the 7 principles of hazard, including conducting a hazard analysis, determine critical control point, establishing critical limit, monitoring, implementing corrective action, verify the system, and maintaining documentation, food manufacturers can effectively manage risk and prevent foodborne illness. Overall, HACCP is an essential tool for food manufacturers to systematically manage and control hazard, mitigate the risk, and ensure the safety and quality of their food product. Implementing HACCP not only protect the consumer from foodborne illnesses, but also benefit the manufacturers by reducing product recalls, liability, and reputational damage. I think that's all from our group, my group. Thank you.